I remember using Forecast on iOS 7 and 8, I think, and I really loved it. Loved that tweak, so it's good to see it released on iOS 9.
Hey guys, this is Josh with JailCast. I'm here with Jamie, the founder, and it's just us today. And today we'll be covering some news, tweaks to check out, and a whole bunch of questions. And if we have time, we're going to go over a comparison between Classic Switcher and by Coolstar and Vintage Switcher by guess who? TweakWiz.
Oh,
What's up,
man.
Jamie?
Even more drama.
Yeah. But it's we'll cover that when if we get to it.
Yeah. So, the first topic of the day is iOS 9.3 Public Beta 2 has been released.
Yeah. So I was confused at first. I was like, wait a second here. What's the difference here? So 9.3 developer beta we talked about, I think, last episode.
Yeah, we talked about the Night Shift versus Flux.
Yeah, and so really the only difference here is Apple, I don't remember when, but they started doing public betas and developer betas. And so, it's made it through the rigors of the developer trial, and now they're releasing it to the public. You have to go and sign up for their public beta test program. So nothing really new to see here, but it's just that they,
you can sideload the dev builds also, but now that there's public builds, so there's really no need for that.
Yeah, and it's like most people are not going to be able to not be able to, but they're not going to want to go through the process of sideloading and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving on. It's not big news, but there actually isn't much big news this week, so threw it in there.
Yeah. I'm not actually sure what this next thing is about, so I think you can take it.
So, and because there's not much news, I threw this in there because we got to throw something in the news section. But so I guess there's a little bit of drama around Classic Switcher. Let me go ahead and just bring up that thread. It's actually literally the top post on our jailbreak right now. In fact, okay, going off on a slightly different topic right now real quick. When I say our jailbreak, I mean literally the letter R, jailbreak. This comes up because a dude that I work with, shout out to Oliver, by the way, really cool guy. He's just like a super open-minded guy, and he's always listened to me like rambling about jailbreak stuff. And so he listened to our podcast, and the next day he came in and had all these suggestions and stuff, and he's like, so wait, like, what are you guys talking about our jailbreak? Like, did you guys release a jailbreak? And I'm like, no, like, it's literally reddit.com/r/jailbreak. And so that's just one of the things we assume people know because this is for our jailbreak, basically, Anyway, okay, so top post on our jailbreak right now is an explanation behind Classic Switcher 3.0, drama, and a lesson for other devs to learn from. I don't really need to go through this post. It's a really long post that Coolstar made, and good for him for posting this. I'm glad to see he's back on the subreddit. But basically, okay, so Classic Switcher 1 was developed by Thomas Finch, who I think has like mostly left the community. Or at least he's just kind of over it or whatever. So he released Classic Switcher 1. It was like incredibly buggy. And I don't think he really had much of an intention to like update it. And so it had memory leaks. It had a bunch of bugs. This was when Coolstar was in his classic mode. He was porting over all of these features from iOS 6 to 7, and then, beyond 8 and now 9. So he took it on, and I guess in this post he's saying he learned a really big lesson, because in Cydia, there's no way to actually transfer the ownership of a paid tweak. So if somebody like Coolstar takes over a paid tweak from somebody like Thomas Finch, when people buy that tweak, it's still going to Thomas Finch. And there wasn't really a good way for him to like forward the money on or whatever. So Coolstar solved this problem by quote unquote updating Classic Switcher to 2.0, which he charged for full price. People were super pissed. Coolstar got a lot of shit because of this. Pardon my French. And I think, this is one of the big reasons why he was so ostracized from the community and probably eventually left. So he says, let's see. I'll just quickly read it. So he says, Classic Switcher 2.0 was an update I made for iOS 8 last year. As more of Tom's code broke on iOS 8, I needed to make some significant rewrites. At this point, 70% of the code had to be rewritten. He says, seeing that users demanded better support for the tweak, I wanted to fix payment issues to get users to be able to have the support they wanted. However, due to a screw-up in Big Boss/Cydia, it was posted as a free upgrade and wasn't something that I could handle given the support demands. And so he pulled it. He pulled Classic Switcher 2.0. So this is when he urges people. He's like, do not ever take over a paid tweak. Just make a new one.
Okay, because I was sleeping when this was posted, and I literally 5 minutes after I woke up, I find myself recording for the podcast, so I have no idea what we're talking about here.
Yeah, and you also sort of dipped out of the jailbreak community for a little while.
Yeah.
You went over to Android for a little while. So,
yeah.
No problem. Hey, you know what? No judgment from me. It does not matter to me. It's whatever. And I'm stoked that you're back. And I mean, you never really fully left.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
still had an iPhone somewhere, always lying.
Yeah. So wrapping the drama portion of it up, he is now, and there's a bunch of more text here I can read through, but he is now updating it to iOS 9. And it's now Classic Switcher 3.0, and it has or should have all of the features and hopefully less bugs. And Coolstar is known for some bugs, whatever, decent support. But I think he really gets a lot of flack. And so the drama, which we'll cover later, is, TweakWiz is now making his own Classic Switcher.
And it's free.
But it's most likely giving TweakWiz's reputation, which we covered last episode. It's not going to have as much support as Classic Switcher. And I don't know. I'm kind of fickle about Coolstar. I feel like a lot of people are justified in some of the things that they say, but at the same time, I think he's a really brilliant developer, and he might overreach sometimes, just like anybody, and I don't know. And, I think he gets a lot of flack for that. So, I mean, nobody else has ported nearly as many of these old features over to the new...
I mean, the classic tweaks, they were just the brilliantest thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but they're not really for me, I only look forward. I do not care about having the classic elements, except for actually one thing, and that's my signal bars. I usually use the tweak bars to replace the little stupid signal dots. I've actually since removed that, now that I look at my phone, just pulled it out just to check, but I've been on this thing where I've been removing a bunch of visual tweaks. So, just because I want my phone to run really well. And it's now, I'm probably only one firmware update, one major firmware update from having a legacy device. And it's sad because this is an iPhone 6.
Oh, really? You think that?
I mean, when iOS 10 comes out, I might not even update to it. Unless, actually, I'll probably get a new device then, most likely. But if I don't...
I still have a 5S and I'm planning on updating. when
mean,
or
maybe,
if there's a jailbreak out for it.
yeah, yeah.
I've got a feeling iOS 10 brings some major changes.
I mean, it will, but especially for you, if you don't have a new device, I recommend not updating to it unless they really do some work on making it work on older devices.
Yeah, but I don't
So,
know. My friend has a 6S, and we did some performance testing yesterday, and there's literally no difference between the 5S and the 6S, in day-to-day performance, like app opening and
really?
yeah. I mean, I was
Wow.
really stunned by it. There's no difference, literally.
Wow.
I mean, Touch ID is faster on the 6S, but nothing else. I really didn't find a difference in stuff like opening settings, opening Safari, loading web pages, opening Instagram. You
Hmm.
know, those kinds of things.
Wow, that's actually really interesting.
I mean, the 5S still runs beautifully. I'm really surprised about that.
Yeah, that's cool. The only thing, I wouldn't. I mean, I could use it. Don't get me wrong, but I just go to even the 5 size screen, and it's so small.
I know, I
You know?
came from a Note. It took
Oh,
a while.
oof, man.
From
Yeah,
a
there's a
5.5-inch phone to a 4-inch phone took a while, so I could, get typing again.
yeah. That's funny. Anyway, so I guess moving on, we could talk about. We'll visit it again maybe if we have time at the end of the episode. But that was the summary of the Classic Switcher drama. By the way, Classic Switcher is, I think it's $2.99 on Big Boss, and if you're a fan of those kind of tweaks, it's worth it. Check it out. So anyway, I guess we can move on to some tweaks to check out. These were just some things I gathered that were new and or updated. And we have quite a list here, and so maybe we might skip a couple. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But, okay, so on the top of the list is a tweak that was announced, I think, a little over a month or maybe month and a half to 2 months ago. And Xiphon, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's one of the mods of our jailbreak.
Whose jailbreak?
Ours. So he and Wizage, which is not TweakWiz. I asked him. He's not. Him and Wizage and designer Buzze, I think, Buzzeh. And by the way, we hope to have all three of these guys on an episode at once. If not at least two of them, it would be great. They've all agreed to be on, but we just need to figure out timing. So anyway, they submitted a candidate for Tweak Battles, which Tweak Battles is sort of a Kickstarter-ish site where members of the community can go and pay money to vote on which one's going to win. And then whoever wins gets the money. And so developers go and they submit a tweak to this, and then, the idea is that, of course, whoever wins gets the money, and it's incentive to make new and cool tweaks. And then, of course, all the other stuff, I think there's, okay, I'm kind of rambling now, but I think there's a prerequisite where everything has to be open source. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. I'm sure that we'll
Yes,
be
it is.
corrected somewhere.
All releases must be open source.
Okay,
It's in
cool.
the rules.
Awesome, cool. Thanks for looking that up. Anyway, so back to the tweak. It's called Dope Lock. It is pretty dope. I don't really like the name, but it's okay as long as the functionality's there. So what it is basically an IntelliScreen X and or Lock Info replacement. And I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, I messaged and or commented on one of Xiphon's comments and was like, hey, do you guys need any more beta testers? And he got back to me, I think, the next day, because he's from France, and so it was, similar time lag as us. And And he was like, yeah, like, hey, you know, and because we have interacted in the past. And he was like, hey, Josh, how's it going? You know, yeah, you know, what's your email? I'll add you to the Slack. And I just have to hand it to those guys. They have been like updating the crap out of this tweak. And for now, it's still not taking over the lock screen like Lock Info and IntelliScreen did. Right now, it's on a page that you have to swipe over
Left
to the right.
too?
Yeah, swipe left, and it's over to the right of the lock screen. So they're using lock pages to do that, and it looks really good. And I say that because when they first submitted like the idea for it, it looked like crap. I'm just gonna say that. Sorry, guys, but it was a concept, and you know, I think it was really brave of them to submit the concept because a lot of people were like, yes, make this, but just improve the looks and stuff. And they did. And now it looks really cool. There's a lot of customizability, if that's a word, options, and there's all kinds of toggles, and each little segment of the dope view is, you know, you can drag them all around, you can turn them off, you can turn them on. They have plans for like all these different ones. And so I think that once it's done, once they get to their 1.0 version or whatever, and it's only 99 cents. And so I think it's going to be fully worth that. So anyway, shout out to those guys, Wizage, Buzzy, and Zyphon.
And welcome onto the podcast. Anytime.
Please, yeah, please come on the podcast. You don't even have to talk about Dope Lock. Just come on and hang out. So anyway, do you know of any of these tweaks that are on this list here? Do you want to take one? And talk about
I actually use stop crashing Safari. Okay, that's first. So caching or crashing?
Oh,
I mean, okay, it's crashing, but you missed the R there. Stop crashing Safari, because there's this website going on that is called crashsafari.com, I think, and all it does is like bombards your Safari with things, and then it heats up and crashes your whole device. So here's a tweak to prevent that. Nothing complicated about this. Moving on.
Moving on. Install this tweak if you aren't on 9.3, of course, because then you couldn't install this. But it's fixed, I think, in 9.2, actually. I think it's fixed now.
Nope, it's not. I'm on 9.2, and it still crashed my whole device yesterday.
Oh, wow.
It also crashed my Mac.
Wow. That's crazy. So, anyway, I guess I'm going to skip down the list for a second. Then we'll come back. But so there's another tweak that's similar to Dope Lock. It's coming out. It's called Personal Assistant. And so this is TweakWiz.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. He keeps popping up in our podcast. Maybe we'll have to have him on.
I mean, you sure?
It is. Yeah, it's a different designer, but it is definitely TweakWiz working on it.
Okay.
I forgot the name, but it's something off the top of my head. It's like Joey Dre or Dre Joey or
Joey Drage. Okay.
Drages. I don't know. So anyway, it looks really good. Don't get me wrong. I am excited about it, and I love good, healthy, friendly competition. So I can't say anything personally about it. I haven't tried it, but it would, it'd be good to see the difference between that and Dope Lock. So let's see here. So let's see, classic switcher, this, that. Have you ever tried Mikoto?
Mikoto, is that the Angel X-Wind tweak thing she did?
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure.
I've never tried it because it sort of poses itself as a Springtomize replacement, and I used Springtomize for a while on iOS 7. I think I might have installed it for like a minute on 8, and I uninstalled it and never looked back. For me, it doesn't really make sense because I don't like customizing my device that much. I'd rather it look mostly stock and function really well.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of one of those things. It's great, but actually I was talking more about Springtomize there. But yeah, Makoto I think has a lot of those features. You can customize just about everything, and you can customize little things about apps as well, which is so I would say Makoto has a lot more features than Springtomize. Maybe not the same features, but a lot more.
I mean, I maybe wouldn't like talk about it as a replacement, maybe like a companion.
Yeah, yeah, companion, and I think for some people it's a replacement, but not for most, I would
Yeah.
say. So, but yeah. So anyway, Angel X Wind is a really really good developer that has done a lot of stuff for the community. I personally use another tweak of hers called what is it called?
Preference organizer.
Preference Organizer, and she just updated it like a little while ago, and I'm so stoked because now I don't have this huge scrolling list of settings. You know, it puts a bunch of your different settings into 4 categories at the bottom of your settings app. So it's Apple apps, social apps, tweaks, and App Store apps. And so instead of having this huge list of tweaks and all your other stuff, it's just, cleans up your settings.
Nice.
So anyway, do you want to go over any of these other ones on here, or
I'd like
think
to
I have
touch
one
on
or two.
Forecast. I mean,
Okay, cool.
Angel X Wind again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's in a roll. I mean,
She is.
I remember using Forecast on iOS 7 and 8, I think, and I really love that tweak. So it's good to see it released on iOS 9. So there's this post: release Forecast 3.2.2 beta, full iOS 9 compatibility, bug fixes, and more improvements. And it's a paid tweak. I don't know, how much is it?
Oh man, I bought it so long ago, I don't remember.
Me too. I can't wait to be jailbroken again so I can use my tweaks I've bought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing major. Forecast has been updated to iOS 9 finally, and it's by Angel X Wind, so it will work.
It will work.
It will just work.
Yeah, and she'll support it for sure.
Yeah.
So, I think it was like $1 or like $2 or something.
Yeah.
So, and the story here is it was by I think it was David Goldman. I think was the guy.
I mean,
I think
I can check if I can find it.
Yeah, I know it's David, but I'm pretty sure it was David Goldman. And so anyway, this actually touches on an issue that we just talked about. So because you can't transfer ownership of a paid tweak, she now, because she's such an awesome developer and she's so trusted, she actually has access to David's server. So she's updating the actual package of Forecast, which is really cool.
I mean, I would trust her, then again.
Yeah, I mean, she was basically, there's some people who go to her for like really low level, crazy, like new jailbreak fixes and stuff. Because every time there's a jailbreak release, there's always a bunch of stuff broken. And she's one of the first people that goes and takes stuff apart and goes, okay, this is what we need to do to fix it.
Okay, so Forecast is 99 cents.
Yeah, 99 cents. And okay, so what it does actually, if people don't know, is it really simply just puts a little, sort of like a little widget on your lock screen.
Bottom left corner.
Yeah, so that's the default. The default is the bottom left corner, and it shows the temperature and I think the high and low of the day and like a little icon of the weather. I use it for its other functionality where you can put it where, you can actually make it where instead of in the bottom left corner, it will appear in the top right, not quite in the corner, but it looks similar to another tweak called Subtle Lock. And this is my favorite use for it because it makes the clock smaller and it changes the date to be smaller and it moves them over to the left and it makes room for the little widget of the weather on the right. It also uses lock pages, also written by David Goldman. And lock pages, you can swipe to the right and it will have basically your weather app right there on your lock screen. Anyway, forecast 3.2.2 beta. It says full iOS 9 compatibility. It's awesome. I actually feel sort of stupid because I haven't even installed it and checked it out yet, but I've been super busy. And so she's awesome. I just shout out to Angel X-Wind. I wish we could
maybe having her on the show if she agrees.
I wish, but I think she's really shy, I think, and she doesn't. I mean, she's never answered one of my questions about being on the show or anything.
Yeah.
So, no worries. If you're listening to this, Angel X-Wind / Karen is her name, Karen Sai. You're awesome. You don't have to be on the show, but please be on the show. So cool.
We beg you.
We will do anything. Not much, actually, but anything. So, actually, just a little bit into her sense of humor. She's so funny. At the end of the thing, it says, "Help! My device caught fire and pineapples were coming out of the lightning port." And that's a reference to her repo. It's called Karen's Pineapple. And so it says, if you think Forecast made your device crash, install Crash Reporter, yada yada yada. And then she goes, "No, like seriously, pineapples are literally coming out of my lightning port." And she says, "Your device is now violating the second law of thermodynamics. Congratulations." Anyway, moving on. Forecast, go check it out. It's amazing. Okay, so real quick, I'm not going to go too much into this, but there's a new tweak that just came out by, God damn it, who is it? I don't remember. I'm going to look that up while I'm talking about it. But the tweak is called Dock Color, and it actually enables you to customize your dock. You can... it's not called that. Jamie just changed the name to something I can't mention in the show because we want to maintain a G rating here.
We want to mention it. We want to keep it in iTunes.
Yeah, and he, as long as possible, that is. Let's just say he changed one of the O's to an I. You can use your imagination to ascertain which one that was. So anyway, let's see, Dock Color, where is it? Okay, so it's by developer Cole Cabral. I've actually never seen anything from him before. Let's see here. I'm going to see if he's developed anything else. Oh, geez. Okay, he's developed a lot of stuff, and clearly I just don't know about this guy. So anyway, Dock Color is free, and it allows you to change the color of your dock, but more importantly, it works.
I don't know man, how, but you always keep crapping up the links inside of our show notes, so I have to copy paste everything.
What happened?
I mean, the links don't work. Forecast link works, Dock Color link doesn't, for some reason. So I had to copy paste and I wonder.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
I don't know. I copied it in, but maybe I messed some little piece up. Anyway, I was in a hurry before the show because I knew you had limited time to record. But anyway, so Dock Color, it works. It's great. More importantly, it allows you to change the alpha of the dock, which for me is really important because I don't like my dock. I hate it. I don't want anything there. I just want it to be clear icons. Clear dock and just icons. And before, I was having to install Anemone, which is a winterboard replacement.
For animated icons. Is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
That is Fingal. which maybe we'll cover, but that's kind of gnarly. So
Okay, it's here on the list.
what is
Fingal?
Yeah. So anyway, okay, so Winterboard, for those of you who don't know, is a theming platform that has been around since like iOS 2 or something, and it's written by Sarek, and Coolstar made a new version of it that has way more features, and it's kind of better in a lot of ways, but I don't really use themes, and so I was literally having to use Anemone just to install Classic Dock, which was the only thing I could find to get rid of the dock. And don't get me wrong, Classic Dock is good, but I just don't like to have all these tweaks and things that are not, necessary for me. So shout out to Dock Color because he made a tweak that actually works, and it's the only one that I can find besides Classic Dock to work on the dock. So anyway, we could go on and on about these tweaks. What time are we? So we're at 30 minutes right now. So.
Oh man, there's more? There's like on the next page?
Yeah, there's so many pages. We have 4 pages of show notes.
Oh man, all the pages.
So if there's any that pop out at you, you can go ahead and check one out. But I'd say we picked 1 or 2 more.
Work? Oh god.
I don't know.
Like some of the links work.
It's because it's not a link or something. I know I did paste. I pasted a bunch of them over from Trello, so that might be it.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. Anyway,
AirSpeaker. I want to cover AirSpeaker because there was this app called AirFloat, which I used to use, like have my old iPod as an AirCast. Nope. I'm too attached to my Chromecast now, but AirSpeaker. I used to have it like as an AirPlay receiver, so you can have your old device, plug it into your like stereo system, and then have it as an AirPlay receiver, so you can cast music to it. But now there's this new app by, oh, what a surprise, Angel X Y and Karen.
Wait, really?
Yep.
Oh man, I need to get up my shit here.
There's like, this show could be renamed the JailCast by Tweak with an Angel X Y.
Oh man, love it.
So there's like this, AirSpeaker. The new, I could say new version of AirFloat, but not really because those are 2 different tweaks. But AirFloat only lets you like stream when the device is open, the screen is on, and you're in the app. But AirSpeaker works. You can be in like another app. You can have your device locked.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's the difference. And
it
might work on iOS 4, and it works on iOS 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
Wow, that's really cool. So it says that, because I'm just reading her package description here. It says AirSpeaker runs as a daemon.
Yeah.
Or daemon, whatever
and
you pronounce
AirFloat
that.
runs as an app.
Wow. That's cool. That's really cool. I'm definitely going to be down. In fact, I'm going to install it right now.
If you have like an old device and you have some speakers, why not combine the 2?
Hey guys, thanks for listening to JailCast. We had to cut the episode off early today because of a couple technical difficulties. We will hopefully have these figured out by next episode. Thanks.